Welcome back, everyone, as 100 Thieves and Sentinels continue to be the gift that keeps on giving. We're going to map 3, and boy, oh boy, has this been a good one here. Of course, Golden Warrior alongside with Baby Bay, Mimi, and Wyatt as we break everything down. And Wyatt, start with you here, man, because what a series this has been. But most importantly, I think, for Sentinels to really be able to just, pull that one off after the crushing loss that they suffered in map 1, that actually shows that this team is ready. They are prepared. And as a result, map 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they showed up in great form on what was their map pick, and a bit of a question mark because it has been a great map for 100 Thieves and one of their few solid maps, honestly, in the actual split. But Sentinels played extremely well. They were able to convert more 4v5s than 100 Thieves, even though Cryo was getting a lot of first kills, actually. It was 4-0 for first kills.
And it was the curse that really got 100 Thieves again of these attacking sides. Thus far in the series, it's something like 21%, or 19%, sorry, win rate on that half, which is brutal. This team just really is struggling to find their stride on that side. But to give credit to Sentinels, the way they played on this defense was really good. They were super proactive with these rotations at re-clearing space with this double duelist comp, and in particular, in these late rounds at winning in those retakes. They looked so coordinated in those late situations.
Yeah, it looked way more fluid on this map, running the double controller as well. Seeing Pancata not on that Killjoy, seeing him on that Viper roll, he shined on it. He had what, 8 kills the first map? And now he just he was in double digits, maybe at the top.
Yeah, awesome. Near top at least.
Yeah,
at least.
And then seeing 10s on Jet and that clip he got with the Jet knives. Come on, we haven't seen that in a while, let's be honest here.
Well, and I think also, too, right, another thing to note is just the flanks that we were seeing from Sentinels, the way that they were just kind of putting 100 Thieves right where they wanted them time and time again, Mimi, was really clinical.
Yeah, because 400 Thieves, I actually think they were able to get the spike down, to get into these post plants quite a lot of the time, and it did come down to how they were playing those post plants that were slipping away from them. With the double duelist comp, it is really hard to play on that defense effectively, because with that comp, you don't have 2 initiators to constantly cycling utility. You have to actually be taking risks and being proactive to get information, which they did really well. And for a team that, remember, dropped their IGL that they had for most of the season, have a guy who has never really been a primary caller before now taking that role in Marv, I was really impressed at how they were making those decisions in the mid-round.
Yeah, and when you also look at how some of these players have been performing here, some names that obviously stick out, we just kind of highlighted them briefly, but got to talk about the controllers here, right? Pancata and Marv. These are 2 names that, at one point in time, we could not stop talking about them, Baby Bay, but now here we are, and Pancata and Marv, and Pancata as well, really, just going back to that role, stepping up, and then Marv always being just so positive contributions to the team.
Yeah, I mean, last year, they were 2 of the best controllers.
Yeah,
in the game.
Plain and simple. Right?
And now they're on the same team playing controller together. So going into bind, I mean, it's gonna be good for them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and not just actually being 2 of the best in the world last year, if not the 2 best. They're also rivals the entire year. Both of them took a championship. They both took down a tournament, an international trophy.
Frenemies.
They were always going up against each other, and now seeing them both together playing controller together is pretty sick. And we're going into bind where they can run that back again. And it was like you said with Pancata on Sentinel, he is pretty flexible, but it's clear that when he gets back to those controller agents, he's just back on a totally different level, right?
Yeah, and for map 3, this does pose a lot of interesting questions, I think. We saw 100 Thieves try this style that I think some people were hoping they would return to, with leaning into the chamber, giving Cryo an opportunity to kind of go back to the days of yore when he was dominating on that agent. And if there's a map to do that again, I think it would be bind. We've already seen top teams like Loud, like EG, experiment with that agent on this map, and I think it is where he is strongest right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make another comp change here.
Yeah, I mean, I would much rather see him play Chamber on this map than seeing him play Sage. I feel like he's so limited on Sage on this map when we've seen him play it before. And for him to play Chamber on this map, it's actually you get enormous value on it, right? Because you can hold down entire lanes, you can kind of check the Viper in short A and stuff like that. So I am hoping I get to see him pop off with the op like he did on the first map.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that about him being limited on the stage as well, because, man, Cryo, you kind of see it. Same thing with Tens. You can see them express themselves in the server, right? And I feel like that when Cryo's on Chamber, you see that. It feels as if you're watching someone who's just getting right back onto the bike, Wyatt, and riding it to perfection. This guy he's so good on this role, but on top of that too, it's good to see him comfortable again.
Yeah, 100%. And we're gonna see if he pick.
Whoa!
Shut the front door.
Okay, well,
never mind. Our entire first segment's through out of here.
I mean, by the way,
a little too hard.
Their third map, Bind. 100 Thieves are playing this potentially their last map of the year. Everything on the line for them. And they're picking Yoru
And Chamber too.
into
Go big or Yoru going home.
Let's talk about these two agents, though. What Yoru excels at is control through the TP. You can send a clone, his flashes as well, and fast rotations on that defensive side. You can also make a lot of plays forward through smokes, almost using him like the sky roll in the composition. And also the gimmicks, hard to play against, and the synergy with Harbor. That's what I was wondering if they were going to lock in, and they do commit to it. You can flash through those walls really well. You can scale past one of those walls that's moving forward. You can fake that with clones. There's tons of bright ideas around that, and I'm glad to see a team take the risk on a comp like this.
My only problem that
Bring
I
us
have
back
with
to
this
Earth.
comp- Yeah, the only problem I have with this comp is he's going to be the only one that's going to be getting through. Like, we've seen PRX use the Yoru many times before, but they always pair it with arrays, right?
Right.
So now it's only going to be him, and is he going to be on an island most of the time? Like, that's something we're going to have to find out, right? Like, how are
No way! Remember the stakes. One of these teams is going home, ending their season for the rest of 2023, and they are both locking Yoru.
This is the match of the century.
Bro, if you would have told me that this game would have boiled down to a Yoru mirror match, I would have called you a psychopath, to be honest with you. But here we are, man. This final map decides which team is going to move on to face Cloud9 tomorrow, and which team has their LCQ run come to an end. Of course, I'm sending it over to Brendan Sideshow. What you make of this Yoru?
It's a combination of the entire year for both these teams. All the pressure's on the line, man. Why not bring it out? The Yoru mirror match. The Yoru mirror match, man. Okay.
What is going on in the scrims? That's what I want to know. And who started this?
Yeah, I do not know, man. I do not know.
I mean, obviously we've seen Yoru Ray's been played before, but we haven't seen it with this exact comp, and we certainly haven't seen it recently, and we definitely haven't seen it from these two teams.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen Tens play Yoru in the past, right?
Yeah,
I know that's in his wheelhouse. I haven't seen it on the other side.
Let's get into this.
I don't know what
I'm
to
ready
expect.
to be.
Don't know what to do.
confused. I'm ready to just be bewildered.
Yeah.
This is,
Unreal scenes.
For map 3,
And like Wyatt was saying, this might be the last time that we see one of these rosters this year. I mean, it is going to be the last time we see one of these rosters this year. It might be the last time we see one of these 5-man squads in VCT. The roster mania is a deadly place.
yeah, and it's just round the corner. The champs after LCQ, everything on the line playing for this one. We are fast, aren't we, off the pace? Look at this, the full rotation around to try and wrap into Showers, but Tens is out of there.
He's out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, he is gone. Gate crash, miles away. And on the other side of things, Asuna repositions over to B. So there's still 2 players here.
And this is going to be twisting my brain into a pretzel, I think, trying to keep up with some of this, because already it's the bait and switch.
Yeah, but things have descended a little bit. Right, the tempo's slowed down.
Yeah. Here we go, moving forwards out into it. Asuna was forward, cascade into his face. Tens, he was playing anti-flash.
But still, Sentinels don't use that to be able to get out into the site.
Yeah.
Player advantage to play slowly, and
I mean, it's still
Zekan
a
just
huge player
swings.
advantage. It's a weird situation. Looking like it. Kill found for bang, reposition, shut down. One left standing, it's Derek. TP is noted, and that's going to be the pivot. With the spike running away, it looks like at this point, yeah, Tens is DC. What will that mean for the round? Not too sure, because Setup won it anyway.
Tens is just pretending to be a Yoru clone.
Oh, that's what he's going for the clip.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
just
that makes
role-playing
sense.
in the corner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we may.
No,
have
I'm
that-
sure we're going to be taking a look at that, because I was like, okay, that's weird to play anti-flash when 4 people are with you.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be
There we go.
getting a take pause here, but
Wouldn't be battle of the century without this.
absolutely, you've got to have one for the cause,
gotta
for the
throw it in.
culture.
Yep.
But yeah, it looks like there's a bit of an issue here with 10 setup, but didn't affect the round too much. You know, things had pretty much settled in Sentinel's favor before anything had gone wrong there, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk a little bit about any expectations we possibly can have for this. With how poor 100 Thieves' attack side has looked, I'm looking for them to have a big half here on defense. But in all of the chaos and the carnage of a Yoru Ray's mirror,
Yeah.
are they going to be able to rack up round after round after round? you don't really expect compositions like this to be perfect, to be, you know, all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted.
Yeah.
You expect there to be some anarchy involved.
Baby Bay was highlighting as well in the agent select. He was like, okay, we've seen Yoru being played, but you know, when Paper Rex do it, they set it up. They have, you know, additional players accompanying them. They have the raise to satchel in, and they also have a breach when they used to play it, right? It's that global utility to set it up with the stuns. You don't really have that as much in play.
No, you
How
don't.
is that going to work? I mean, as well, just to keep everybody aware and honest at home, is Tenz's PC went down. Someone's been chewing at the cables. Probably Josh. Been trying to get him to stop.
No. I haven't been up to that.
But yeah, we're getting the PC back online momentarily.
Yeah, so a short pause in the action here. I'm also very intrigued as to, you know, in all of the madness about this being a Yoru Raze mirror, there are slight differences in terms of the controllers that both of these teams have brought.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued to see the value that Stella can bring on Harbor. I'm thinking back to the way that, again, Paper Rex is my guiding light here in this game.
Yeah.
Because when Forsaken plays the Harbor alongside another Brimstone, they tend to play very aggressive. They use the Cove to be able to get into places. They're trying to push deep onto A. You know, they're really playing with high tempo when they're on the attack side or on the defense side. So, are we going to see that same level of set play and aggression from a player that is usually a little slower, a little calmer? Maybe. The CNED tech from the fated EMEA tech pause.
Yeah.
Second's been...
He's like, I don't have enough cups.
Look, I can see 3 cups on the right side.
Yeah, but he's like, how full are they? He's like testing for liquids. You can see he's like, I don't want to top it all. Like, oh, there we go.
I mean, if there is a spillage and it takes out more of the electrics, we could be here forever.
Yeah. Not enough structural integrity with that one.
Come on.
Yeah.
Go on, really shove them down.
Go back to the drawing board. A little bit with it.
You know, it's a metaphor. Sometimes you have to break things down in order to build them back up.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't the whole of Sentinels season, I don't know what was.
Now they've been given that time. A month and a half. There we go. That's the meta, by the way.
Triangles,
Yeah.
the most safe and structured of the shapes.
Yeah, when it comes to cups, I mean, it's riveting. There it is.
Yeah, see, what we need now is 100 Thieves to just start lobbing objects from the other side to take down the tower.
Yeah, that's good. That is good stuff.
It's good to see both of these teams having fun in a match that is full of tension. I mean, there is so much on the line here for both of these teams.
Yeah, and it absolutely is full of that tension. We've been highlighting it, we've been hitting it. But it's elimination on the line, and this is the entire 2023 VCT season. If you win here, you continue a little bit deeper into LCQ, a chance to try and qualify for champs. It's going to be around the corner.
But if you lose, even if it's in incredibly close fashion, people are going to use this match and the fact that you didn't make it to playoffs during the regular season to define how your 2023 ran.
Yeah.
And it will be branded a failure because you went out in the first round of LCQ. But one of these teams has to. There is no path forward for both of these squads.
The brutal aspect of it.
It really is. It's a tough, cruel system. But it puts everything on the line. Wow. For one of these squads, off-season is going to begin very shortly.
Yeah, as we get these PCs back up and running, let's hear from 100 Thieves IGL. Stella, who was surprisingly candid with us about his mindset heading into today's elimination match.
I think the community doesn't even expect us to win, so that just helps us out a lot. I don't think I felt like any pressure from community expectations. I mean, a lot of people have been hating on our team, hating on me especially, so it's whatever. I mean, I'll just show up to play, and whatever the outcome is, happens, right?
It's a valid point that he's bringing up. You know, there's the size of the fan base on either side of these teams, honestly. It does apply. It comes with a certain level of scrutiny, and more so compared to other teams of a similar caliber.
Yeah, and think about how 100 Thieves actually built up those expectations. It was by winning LCQ in 2022.
Yeah.
It boosted their stock and made them look like they were on the ascension and going to do so well. They thought that they were going to make a very simple firepower upgrade by bringing in Cryo and a meta shift with Chamber dropping out, and also playstyle differences and a lack of manpower at the coaching staff area. All of these things conspired together to stop that potential being realized. When you have a big fan base like that, it comes with large, weighty expectations. And it does apply a lot of pressure to players that were only recently given their shot at the big time.
Yeah.
Well, we can see that it's about to engage in serious business because the cup tower has been disassembled.
Yeah, take it down. Let's get to it. Sentinels winning that pistol round despite being player down.
I got the spike.
TP play.
Yeah. Asuna going through that. He does have his gate crasher back A pipes.
What a reaction! Dodging a flash, adjusting the aim. Kraus still finds one. Eventually traded though. Asuna now pushing forwards here. It's going to keep them guessing as to whether or not he is there, but no, it's watched. Not getting away with it, is he?
No. And you would think that he would just be looking to tuck into that spot. Had a gate crash to be able to escape potentially, but I mean, again, this is an eco round where 100 Thieves are only bringing classics into it.
Yeah.
So you're not expecting them to find too much value here.
One and done spot. Diligence from Sentinels. Very cautious in terms of their approach. Not giving anything away. Will this corner get cleared? There's no way. Close into it. Stuns up. The classic does do the job. 65 health.
And Sentinels, they don't even try and help. Instead, just reacting up B long.
Yeah. It's a high-low setup here. TP is going to be heard. Footsteps as well. So Clone taken care of. Nades. Bang. Is taken out. Drop down at his feet. Derek doesn't spot the head. Tens
30 seconds
cleans that
left.
one up. Again, it's Bulldogs in. Lots of value. Exchange of hands here.
Spike planted.
Beautiful crosshair placement. Takes out Tens, but still has a lot more to deal with. High Tide. Comes across, isolates the fight. I believe Zekin's still posted up on the high ground angle, so will he see him cross? Doesn't look it.
And you can also silently drop here.
Yeah.
That's what makes this high tide so good.
Sender going to be guessing over the top. That is the Bulldog at play.
So winnable.
And very winnable at that. 77 health. Stella with the cove. Pushing forward. Spots it. Anticipating it. A push forwards into the play over the top as well. Using the cove against him. Sassy. There has to be an attempt to stick now. Stella left guessing. And it's a gamble here. Hunter for the kill. Will get it. Damage certainly done. Not the round win like he was hoping for.
And an excellent attempt from Stella. That puts the squeeze on Sentinel's economy. Halts it in its tracks. I mean, losing all of those players. This is cinematic, I like it.
Taking a look down B-long.
Spike planted.
But almost winning a 1v3 in this spot and taking away 3 weapons, it is massive from the 100 Thieves IGL. It's going to offer them much more of an opportunity to get back. And like I said earlier, they probably need a big half here. That the attack side has looked slow and sluggish from 100 Thieves.
Time to jump.
Let's see the setup. Flash into the high tide here.
But the flash opens the door so Asuna can reposition. If he gets cleared in this area, he's always got the gate crash away into spawn.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
And this looks like it's going to be a play off the trademark, which is in hookah.
Decoy.
So ready to collapse. Obfuscation in terms of Yuto being used. Close corners cleared though. Decoy sent forward. Sent flying. Tens! Takes away two of them just like that.
Raw mechanics. Marvin is back up against the door.
Yeah, he does not expect it. It's that prior work that was put in. And there's the timing. There's a strike.
Jump.
There was no indicator. Only the door opening up from the flash. You just don't expect it. TP to get your way out of there.
And Asuna can still leave hookah with the presence of that trademark. Now, Tens has his ult online. Is he going to be able to do anything with this in terms of scouting and just trying to make some space, grab some info for the rest of the team? But the only player he'll even be able to spot, I think, is Stella. Oh, just grabs a bit of info there on Asuna too. They're going to realize that the plant is capable.
Looks like he wants to try and go for it. Just pinging it out.
Wow.
Just spamming onto the positions wherever he'd...
Yeah.
Using the pings.
I mean, I like that, but I also think Stella needs to be aware that that kind of play can happen.
To Cryo now on the flank, but as the Seeker latches onto him, Tens is feeling it.
What a major round from Tens.
Yeah.
Just him alone with a clone, takes shower control.
Single-handedly opens it up.
Yeah, wins 2 duels. Marv was, Bang was scared to try and trade the kill onto Derek. And Tens split it up into 2 1v1s. Uses his ult to be able to get another pick. He's just torn him apart. And won a bonus that looks like it might be the first nail in the coffin for 100 Thieves.
Positions being swarmed. I'm gonna try and take this gun away because it's that full investment, and they do just that. 3 players surviving. Beautiful conversion. 3 in a row.
This is
Economy back.
Sentinel's 3rd bonus round of the series so far. And this one particularly devastating to me because it comes against 100 Thieves on defense. And 100 Thieves attack side has been awful.
Talking about, we needed to see a big step up on the defense side.
Yeah. And it has to, and again, the momentum that you get from the economy is going to get operators in the hands of Cryo. And that's a huge win condition for 100 Thieves.
Flash and TP. Door opens up wide here, just trying to pop through and punish any player that was playing deep outside of showers, but no one's there. Sentinels heavily grouped up for the B hit. You're going to need a miracle round to get things back on track if you are 100 Thieves. The money's not good. It's going to take some share of shots.
And this, I think, is where you want those tactics to come through. And instead, it doesn't look like they're particularly set up for it. They're going to go through the teleport, see if they can crunch the controllers from behind.
Still committing onto it. TP forwards onto the side towards the back of it. Stella is here. Not cleared out, but finally, there it is. There's the trade. Cryo with the TP. Fight of his own that he does win out, and he's gained control of Hookah for them.
Spike
Finally planted. Re-clearance now into elbow. You can see that flash play. Used in kind, pound for pound. Back in the side, going to be watched for Derek. His shot. He knows the back horse is compromised now. Diffuse side of stick. Weapon in the hands of Derek. Is he going to win it? Not quite. Second. Peeks the angle. Diffuses. Stop the Cryo. That is insane.
Monstrous play from Cryo that starts with the headhunter through the teleport.
That's a thrifty win, Josh. I mean, listen. I said it. Heroics in order. The economy wasn't good. You need to get things back on track. You can't let the round slip away. They do just that.
Yeah, they needed it. They absolutely needed it. And the conditioning here, really, for 100 Thieves is that even when they make teleporter noises, it can all be a bait, right? Because Asuna goes through the teleporter there, gate crashes away, and then Cryo swings through. I'm not exactly sure that the Sentinels players were expecting that to happen. Thought it was a bit of a bait and switch. Ended up being the real threat from behind here. Tactical timeout being taken for 100 Thieves right now.
Try and get the assets in order.
Yeah, and not expecting to win the prior round, I would imagine.
Yeah, they probably queued this one up for this round, thinking that, okay, well, there's not really a chance to win the prior.
Now, having said that, does it really matter that they won the prior? In terms of the wider picture, it's not like there was something replicable there, I don't think. I mean, unless you were planning to run a lot of teleporter plays in the retake. And really what was working for them very nicely on the prior 2 maps on the defense side was going for those flank plays.
Yeah.
Flank retakes definitely functioning well for the side.
Being proactive with it.
And getting Cryos up online.
And Derek Seekers when they want to go for the flank plays. Let them clear out all the close corners, make sure nobody's just lurking. But yeah, one thing to note that was important about that prior round is it does get the economy flourishing. Look at Cryo. 5.2k that he's sitting at. Doesn't need to use it. He's got the tour de force, but the operator online was a pretty key component of the defensive rounds of 100 Thieves.
Not just that, it breaks Sentinels a little. They're still going to buy, of course, but they have a Sheriff, a Bulldog. It doesn't look great.
Yeah, after winning 3 rounds. Just the one. Snap back the economy. High Tide rips through Cryo. Again, quick with the reactions. Posted up, dashing through. There's a decoy.
Bang has got to be a little cautious of TenZ after how aggressively he's been playing showers and how on point his form is.
He's looking precise. There's a little bit of conditioning towards showers. I believe a flash actually just missed into showers, so 100 Thieves don't have information. They can't rotate for this, but as soon as Cryo takes contact, that's when you're going to see it. And look at this TP.
Yeah.
Doubled up. Snake bite, close to it. Tour de force, evacuated. You do not expect Asuna to be here, and they want nothing to do with it.
No, leaving it completely. There's way too many potentials for trap plays to be happening there where Cryo can take contact and disengage.
Another TP. It's just a bait and switch.
Yeah, so much baiting with the teleports happening. Asuna gate crashes away. There's 4 players. Asuna's thinking about it. There could be 4 players ready to collect Sen.
Throws the game plan into disarray. That's a team flash. Reckoning. As soon as the signs of life, Showstopper to try and squeeze through the back of showers, but nobody is present. Orbital strike. Denying it. With 30 seconds left, a lot of tools are being used. Kitchen sink. Chucked at it to try and deny that plant. Sassy making another go of it. There's the molly. Another line of it, but it has to stick it this time, taking so much damage across the board. Sentinels and Sassy lucky to get out with their lives. Marv, fully blinded up. Close to bench. Can he get a kill? Yes, he can. Maybe a little bit more. Still alive. There's the ult. Clearing through towards the back. There's a bit of breathing room. Attempting to lamps here. The fight's being taken. Asuna winning the one. The spray down not landing. That's Asuna with 2. But still a 2v3.
And Marked has Molly for the spike. This one isn't winnable. 100 Thieves are going to have to give it up.
Yeah.
And 100 Thieves there just gave up a lot of control towards A. They did not have backside, weren't able to, stop Sen from taking those aggressive peaks. And they had to use a bit of time, a bit of utility to even get back through Heaven and Pipes to start that retake from occurring. And that meant they weren't in position to be able to swing bench off Derek's flash. Marked was able to take that full to the face and still recover and get the kill on his opposing number.
Just sitting there.
Yeah. So the timing not working for 100 Thieves defense, despite the fact they had 3-4 players, in theory, positioned in a nice spot. But just sat too far back. Do they have a set plan around Asuna's ult? These are the kind of things that 100 Thieves in the past have been excellent with, the tactical gameplay.
Into the TP. No Blazer. Looking to see if they can catch someone. Only the one spotted though. Cryo posted with the op. Oh, he's like, wait, what is going on here?
It's not a...
No, I know. But he's tracking it. He's away. I saw it, the hesitation.
If Tens pulls out
a fake decoy play in the potential biggest game of these players' careers in 2023.
If he pulls it out.
Yeah. How many gifteds?
Yeah.
Well, still watching. Not baited by it. Oh, he wants a little bit more! Tens! He's on fire! It's unorthodox at the angle, and he lands those shots.
Launching smoke.
The Seekers also letting 100 Thieves know that there's still players over towards B. It gives Sentinels the perfect timing to commit to A.
Only laid down, though. Trying to stunt this push as it's coming through. Double satchel play into lamps. Be contained for them. Back with the reposition. They still have that shower's control. Ready with the flash this time. Will there be that follow-up? TP's all over the place. What's occurring? Flashes into the back of it. Sen want to try and fight for the back of the site, and they succeed. Just 2 left alive. Asuna, I believe, used the gate crash to get out of there in the midst of all of it as well. Derek finding the first, but
clashing market.
Is there really that danger in this with Asuna falling? It's less likely. Good awareness from Pancada.
Yeah, Derek's in a rough position here. And it feels very similar to the prior. Yeah. Where Sentinels are given all of the space they need on A. The crossfires are just not there. There was one player over towards bench and showers. Like 100 Thieves kind of control that area on their defense side, but they don't really have anyone to play off.
One enemy remains.
There isn't anyone hard anchoring towards lamps or triple or backside. Too far away. Yeah. And Sen have so much breathing room once they commit on A.
It's difficult to hold. Trying to play that retake. You think about the double flashes to try and fight into the back of the site. That's what worked out for Sen in that prior round.
Blinded.
And 100 Thieves. Yeah, the economy is rough. They haven't been able to get Cryo and Operator in his hands apart from the ultimate. Nothing's working for them. And remember, Sen put together a run of rounds like this on Split, but 100 Thieves were at least able to answer back once they got Cryo that Operator. If you keep suppressing the economy, that doesn't become a win condition. When do 100 Thieves fight back?
Laid into the corner. Decoy taking a bullet. They're going to be baiting with that one. It's a gate crash. It's
very
messy.
nice.
It's scrappy, but it gets the job done, doesn't it?
Lovely gap closing.
Still working away into the front side of B. There is that, again, confusion has been thrown into it because they hear the TP. Pancada seems to have adapted quite well. He's aware of all of these flanks that could be occurring. The reactions there. Flick, just a minor adjustment. Still there for it. Not ready for the double face. Asuna, that rifle.
Cutting through.
He's got 3 players to contend with, and no one's giving him an opening, are they? Fake teleport. It's going to be spotted out by one of the players. Snakebite firing away, but Sassy was there. 6-1. It's the scoreline we're sitting at.
And that is devastating for 100 Thieves. Unless they've cooked up something ridiculous on their attack side. Something that would completely turn the tables from what they've shown so far in this match. This may already be over. And the players have got to be sweating in this kind of position.
You got to think, man. Everything on the line. There's no second chances after this. It's either a chance for redemption for the entire year. Both of these teams having these ups and downs. Immense amounts of pressure just placed on them. Expectations from the fans, of course. And brought to the limit here. You're going to be asked to try and come back in this fashion.
Very tough. And for Mike's, I mean, what do you say to the guys here? Are you looking for some kind of tactical adjustment so that you can get back into the game? Is the mentality falling to pieces in such an important match? In a situation where you're 6-1 down, it's hard to know which direction to go in, the emotional or the strategic. One thing's for sure, Sen do not need to change too much.
No, there's been a similar approach on our attack side most of the time.
I think Tens is getting away with way too much. I mean, the fact that he's able to be playing on his own, but still taking map control.
That's the trouble with Yoru, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's the trouble. He can vacate. He can get out of there. Some rounds his job is, purely just to contain showers, throw in a bit of conditioning like he could be faking towards it, and then TP's run over towards B, but something needs to change tactically.
And 100 Thieves have not been aggressive very much over towards A. We haven't seen, big teleporter pushes down sand. We saw a bit of a showers push earlier.
Cryo's an op, and he is in danger.
He's got no armor, too.
A lot of targets facing him. Trailblazer needs to be broken. Has the TP. Backs away. Not doing damage to him, though, and here we go. Ult online for Tens, picking out these players. Decoy inside the smoke, Shorty in his hands. Looking to make the most of it. Disengages, though, right back to it inside the smoke. Stella really taken off. Taken out Zekken.
And this is one of the best situations 100 Thieves have had for the retake. They actually control backside and they've got a player advantage. And what is that pit? I mean, that is...
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there.
The world's most limp pit.
It's just tiny. Either a lineup messing up or what, I'm not too sure. Asuna moving around here. Inside the ult, getting body blocked, trying to pick out these players as well. Dimensional drift, what is going on? What is occurring? Stella, he's sticking him out. Hammer the diffuser kills, not letting Penkata has 2. It's up to Stella, but he's low. Players drop down, has to react in time. No easy angle, no clean shot. Half on it once more. A tap to try and bait the shot. 6 bullets, it's spam that does it once more. 7-1.
Even when it goes wrong, it goes right for Sentinels. And then the look on their faces tells it all, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Just flummoxed. Even after they were in a 5v4. Where did it all go wrong here? Spam just seemed to take so many of these players out. Ten's collecting 2.
I'm out of stuff.
It's very difficult for 100 Thieves to create space there for the rest of the spike to get diffused.
Yeah.
And their economy broken once more. This is Sentinels in the ascendancy, looking like they're completely in control on Bind.
Ready to move forwards here into LCQ.
B-Long has been where 100 Thieves have these kind of tricky setups playing, but as soon as they realize that Cryo is playing over here, Sentinels have been avoiding it. See if that ends up being the same again.
Trailblazer through showers.
So that was a Viper molly being sent over from Pankata ashore that cancelled that Trailblazer out.
Derek trying to take another peek at this one now. He's out in the open, needs somebody to try and bail him out. Dodges the flash to the side, Cryo. High ground angle, but can't get it done. Orbital strike, it's late, it's delayed. Kaseka, he's in the action, he's in the fight. And he's in the thick of things still. Brought down, flashed up, Tens is there. Ready to back him up.
Spike drop.
And these hits, unstoppable. A different Sentinels. One that's able to barrel their way into sights, get huge value from both of the duelists. Remember, this is a team that was 2-11 on attacking first kills on Pearl.
Between us and victory.
A team that has been disastrously poor in their attacking first kill rate in general, and they are just sweeping their way into rounds.
Sky's out.
It looks trivial for them to just open the door and cruise in.
It's domination on display. But at the side of map. Sentinels putting that month and a half to good work.
Definitely.
Paving the way as well to send 100 Thieves home. Get a string of rounds out from 100 Thieves here to stand a chance. Lots of chances still, yet. Want to fight over B-Long control pretty heavily. Flash play around the side. Derek wasn't Really favored there. It's being faced. Asuna, high ground angle. Finds two. Bang's got his back. The crossfire set up enough to just dismantle that attempt.
Much more aggressive, much more investment in terms of how they were fighting over B-Long, and this time Sentinels went for it instead of just prodding there and disengaging.
Okay.
Asuna didn't even have a gate crash up there, and he was forced to stand his ground, and he delivered.
Stop fighting. You must keep going, even if you're the only one.
But what is the chance of 100 Thieves making a level of comeback like they did on Pearl when the sides are swapped and they've looked so poor on attack? I'm struggling to feel the birth of hope.
Yeah, it's so
it
damn
still
hard,
feels
man.
very,
It's 2 rounds of
very
stand
difficult
left in this half. You know, you're looking at 8-4, potentially the best you could hope for, but if you're 100 Thieves, just gotta focus on it 1 round at a time. Can't fall into despair.
Cryo's looking to take an early fight. Back up. Tens wins the
How
duel again.
does he do this, man?
He's been
single-handedly controlling Showers.
so consistent.
trail.
Doesn't matter who faces him, he's winning the duel every time.
Yeah.
This is a player that was only winning just over a quarter of his first duels in the regular season.
He's on point with it. Got the lineups. Flash over the top. Did not connect. It's just a white face. And a fight taken. Asuna, he's happy for it.
I love the tech, but that one didn't quite work as intended.
Ollie laid down as a flash to try and push forwards.
What movement?
Yeah. Asuna, I believe, tried to set that one up. There's a volley at your feet, Asuna. You are in danger, son. Cooked to a crisp. And everything's fallen to pieces.
Do you believe in curses? Because that looks like the only thing that can save 100 Thieves at this point. Sentinels utterly in control on Bind.
Chokehold on the map in the series.
And not necessarily with the most elaborate set plays in the world, but with players in exceptional form.
Yeah, Tens has been a menace.
And the timing could not be worse for Cryo there. I mean, the clone almost intercepts the shot, and Tens has just got the perfect crosshair placement. Zekken as well has been excellent on entry, opening up space. What a turnaround.
Seeing the best brought out of some of these players. Grouped up towards B. Last chance for another round into the bell of 100 Thieves here. Sentinels would love a 10-2, and well, it's just carnage on display. Ult's rattled off. Tens behind him with a shorty. And another on display.
Another attacking first kill.
Asuna's time to shine. The ult laid down with the Reckoning as well. What's he looking for? Some form of repositioning. Notifies his team. All grouped up onto the site. How do they want to try and play this? Flash. No follow-up, no push forwards, over the strike. Stella, he's running for his life, but no. Once more, brought down, cooked to a crisp, left up to Asuna, fully blinded up, and my God, man, it's flawless.
10-2, no chance for the curse here. It would have to be a miracle for 100 Thieves to save their season now. The off-season looks like a black hole inexorably pulling them forwards.
Yeah, and that's the half concluded here for our third map here. Let's send it out to GB and the analyst desk to break it down so far.
Well, I mean, so far, it has been all Sen City and 100 Thieves struggling to find something, anything to will themselves back into this game. 10-2, Wyatt. You're putting yourself in dire straits with your entire season on the line here.
It's going to take a miracle. We've seen them do this. I mean, in this series, they did it on map 1. But I can't help but feel like this is coming to a close the same way their regular season did against MIBR. In these high-pressure matches in 2023, 100 Thieves just haven't come together in the way that they've needed to as a team.
They have not, and now it's a situation where you have to start to think towards the second half for 100 Thieves. 10-2. Both these teams put a huge risk in investing in this Yoru, in coming out with a new composition, and we've seen cool things from it from both sides. But the issue now really is on 100 Thieves, because you look towards Sentinels, and we've always expected them to be good. We've always waited for that moment where they're going to pop off, where they're finally going to be the team we've been waiting for. They have 4 world champions on their team. 100 Thieves, on the other hand, is a squad who has names that have always been better than the sum of their parts. And for them, I think the pressure of going out in this fashion with so many fans behind them is even bigger.
at the moment for Sentinels, I'm watching a team that I feel is almost reminiscent of the crew we saw earlier. Tens with that killer instinct that we'd seen Kesnet have as well. And these guys, again, this is the last match of the year for both of these teams. Everything is on the line heading into this second half. 100 Thieves have to pull off genuinely the impossible going up against.
And where does that come from? Where does that come from potentially for 100 Thieves?
I don't know. It really has to start with this pistol round, though. They have struggled so much on these attacking sides, and I really look to Asuna to be proactive, to be getting these entries and be able to set Cryo up. When Cryo was at his best, when he was on Chamber, it was when he was playing with Zekken, the guy he's across the stage from this time, who was being super proactive, diving in and setting him up on the angles to thrive on this Chamber. I don't feel like we've been able to see that thus far on 100 Thieves' attacking sides.
No, absolutely not. It was a stat that you brought up on the previous desk. So far in this series, only 19% of the attack rounds have been won for 100 Thieves. So it's not just that they have to pull off a major comeback, it's that they have to defy the expectations or lack of
defy their own
that
numbers
they've set for themselves. I mean, it is just an unbelievable task ahead of them.
But if Sentinels can get this done, if they can close this one out, try and start a run, it feels like they can finally start to live up to the expectations that have been set for them that they have not been able to beat thus far. Remember, a game away, an inch away, a tiebreaker from making it to playoffs in the regular season, and now a match away from making it to the double elimination stage and maybe starting a run here.
This is it. If you're 100 Thieves, you got to dig deep and pull off a miracle, and Sentinels need to hold on for just a few more rounds. Let's send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
This is it. It all comes down to this last half here in this series. Des touched on it, you know, any chance, any signs of life here for 100 Thieves. They need to start with this pistol round, but really, it's almost just paving the way for Sentinels. Chance to go deeper into LCQ. Chance of redemption in some ways as well with the, you know, tumultuous season that they've had, the chops and changes.
With championship players, no less.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Defense side, different gate crash position. A bait. Looking out to see if they can showers crunch, but instantly Tens returns back to the action on B.
Smoke's dropped down. Not going to be pushing back any of these players, 100 Thieves. Looking to try and get something done here. Flash pushing them back, enough to get that plant down and online. They have side control, but they are surrounded. They gave up Octagon. They don't have control of B long at all. In the middle of all of this, and Sassy debating whether he wanted to pull the flash out. They're contacting themselves in. They want to try and take the fights up straight up with the pistols. They meet the match. It's Cryo and Asuna. They're the ones who are taking names off the list. Kill feed filling up with red.
They are going to need to do this over and over and over again to do the impossible. Having said that, great idea there. So the high tide completely cuts off B long. They don't have to worry about it or elbow whatsoever. Flood out from Hookah. That's one of the big advantages of running the harbor on this map with the Brimstone. We've seen that from Paper X in the past too. And then post plan, success. I mean, was that Tens going for the fake Yoru play there?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
It kind of looked like it.
There's so much going on.
But that is a post plan. That is an attack round. That is what they need to put on the board. Again and again and again if they want any chance of coming back into this one.
I said it was necessary.
It's got to be perfect.
Yeah, it has to be. Flawless, essentially, from here on out, because the deficit is just far too much. Late take here towards Showers, grouped up with two of the players. Trailblazer, it's a stun. Just giving a hop to try and avoid it. Marved. Going for the right clicks, but not enough to bring down his target.
Tens has gone all the way into attacker's spawn here and is going to come behind with a Sheriff. Oh, I mean,
yeah,
he's in rare form today.
This is insane stuff.
But he shouldn't really be able to get too much done here.
Harken back to 2021 Reykjavik.
Yeah, again, on an unconventional pick. I mean, yeah, where was the Rainer?
Yeah, exactly. But this round, goal really should just be economical damage. Tens has picked up a rifle of his own, so maybe just opting to save it.
Yeah, you think about it. Tens and Sassy are both controlling, in some sense, the exit paths here for 100 Thieves. So they're trying to make it as inexpensive as possible. Although taking the teleporter would be very nice.
Yeah, they get out of that.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves are going to be fine. You can see how much respect they're showing, though. All 3 players, all 4 now, just hid inside the TP.
Don't want to give anything away. I mean, when Tens is playing like this, it's absurd.
Yeah, you just have to hold on for dear life.
Yeah. You know, the Des was touching on it, you know, what would be needed from 100 Thieves to try and, you know, bring back a comeback. Of course, you start with a pistol round. You've got to keep it together with a string of rounds. But ultimately, I think it's just keeping Tens in check as well to a certain degree, because if he's winning every duel...
Yeah. Now, we've seen 100 Thieves using the teleporters and using their Yoru in interesting ways, but never actually materializing into a full tactic, I feel. This is where you need to showcase one on the attack side, because you need this, and you have disadvantage in terms of the weaponry.
Grouped up. 4 players of 100 Thieves. Going to make a mark here up onto the B-long angle. Orb in their face makes it difficult. Snake bite dissuades them. They want nothing to do with it. What does Tens want to go for? It's a double pop flash play round the corner. And Stella jumping into the wall.
Lovely flash.
Stun connecting here. Coverage once more.
That's so rough.
Bang. Under the rifle. Everyone else backing away here. Spike now making its way over towards A. That's a space that was gained by Cryo just lurking.
Yeah, without the Viper wall as well. Right, so it's more dangerous for Cryo than it would be otherwise with a different composition. But he's gotten very deep. He's unaware, though, I think, of Marved in showers. And wow! And loses the duel.
Just insane awareness from Zekken. Showers control still not theirs. Spike planted. Leaves it up to Derek and Bang. You need a miracle. Look at the coordination. It's all paying off. Whether Tens is the difference maker or what? If he's taking the fights himself, it doesn't really matter. Setting his team up with flashes. Sublime performance.
Clean. And holding on to B-long control. Really making that difficult for 100 Thieves to fight for.
Yeah.
Sen have ideas of how they want to play this. And they're confident at holding on to map territory and fighting tooth and nail for it. 100 Thieves came into that with slightly worse weaponry, but Asuna bought up. Means he's down to only a stinger in this round. And Cryo could potentially play for an ult tour, get the Tour de Force online, drop the Vandal, this kind of thing, but they're also 11-4 down. And they can't afford to put a foot wrong.
No, we said it needs to be perfect. For Sentinels, it's 2 rounds. All that stands between them and moving forwards. Attempt now towards Showers. Flash. The Showers crunch as well. They're exchanging fire right through the smoke. You see, it's a Trailblazer to set it up. Beautiful again. It's Tens ripping them to pieces. An attempt to salvage by Bang, catching them unaware, but it's panicky at best. That's what the round is earned. One more to move forwards in LCQ.
Absolute prime Tens on display here. There's a reason why so many people around the world are fans of this guy and believe in him to pull off the impossible, to put up insane numbers in games like this. He doesn't always do it. Rough regular season, had to take some time out as well. But he came together in the final 2 games to be able to get a couple wins on the board. And now he is delivering for them in the first game of LCQ.
Forming under pressure. Flexibility on show.
1 round left.
That's it. 100 Thieves will need to get it over the line, but for Sentinels, they can feel it. Momentum's behind them. Pushing forwards now into the back here. Tens inside the TP. Cryo! Right through the smoke. Shorty in his hands, punishes it and shuts it down. Maybe that can be the win condition. Asuna to the back of the site. Trying to spot out these players. 1 more foul, so he knows that there's 2 towards the back.
No spam, though. No attempt from the rest of his team to try and actually follow up on the dimensional drift.
Really quiet there. Cryo Tour de Force, open angle, top side of bench, rifle on display, and it is just pure precision on for the ace, and why not? A magical performance from him when his team desperately needed it.
If there is any hope of a comeback, we're going to look back on this round. But it's possible that Cryo's just gotten away with a consolation prize. Yeah, only hindsight is going to tell us.
We'll do that 8 more times.
Quite. I mean, look at his face. It's not exuberance.
No, it's one for the archives.
But you'll save the Twitter clip for later and focus on what's in front of you.
Yeah. Because it's everything. Timeout taken. And all it takes is the 1 round. How many times have we seen it? you can mount some sort of semblance of a comeback, but you just need to let it slip once. It feels like so often it tends to be like thrifty rounds, teams knocked down.
I think that's
on the precipice.
Yeah, that's a huge point. As 100 Thieves start to win the rounds and start to gain momentum here, Sentinels are going to have gun round, eco round, gun round, eco round. And when you have so many of those eco rounds, eventually one of them tends to break through, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes that team making the comeback just takes their foot off the gas a little bit, focusing on using their strat book and using all of their energy to win the rifle v rifle situations. But this is a great opportunity for Sen to be able to push things over the line. Tens has been very impactful with the Yoru ult.
Yeah, picking out the players. There's been spam and follow-up from the rest of his team. It's an op in the hands of Zekken now.
And it feels so strange seeing Bang and Derek at the bottom of the scoreboard with massively negative KDs.
Cascade that dodges the flash.
Yeah, but Sassy isn't playing for the ult orb either, so he's not in a position where he can really get punished by the bad info.
Yeah. It's interesting tech. Could have led to something here. Trailblazer close to the corner. That's a stun. In the wall just in case there is a flash there. Line it up. It's Cryo. Wins that first opening. That's definitely being exchanged.
Maybe he is going to ace 7 times in a row.
Yeah, might have to be likely here. Full evacuation. TPs across the board. Moving away.
Into the Raze op.
In the middle of all that chaos as well, there was a gate crash from Asuna. He's going to be trying to backstab and late lurk all the way through and around here. Snakebite down and out. Zekken's here. Misses it. Shot doesn't land. He's weak. Nade has to sail over the top with just the operator in his hands. Is he going to be pushed and pressured?
Asuna?
Reclearance just yet, and yeah, it's that gate crash prior in the middle of all of that chaos. It's Zekken still locking it down and holding it down. And there needs to be a payoff with this flank timing. It could end just like this. Zekken is a menace. Showstopper sails through. Asuna, can you do it? Can you do it with the spray down? It's 2 claimed. Spike still planted. Tens with the ult. Time ticking away and ticking down at that. 100 Thieves need that clean conversion. And the round is theirs.
With money to spare too, and Asuna recovering an operator.
These parasites aren't going to take
Attack
one
side
step
open.
past this place.
I mean, going to be able to give that one over to Cryo as 100 Thieves stay in contention by the skin of their teeth. What a play from Asuna though. The gate crash all the way over to B. Full trust in his team to be able to hold it down in a post plant when they've been so poor in post plant situations across map 1 and 2, winning only a third of them.
They're going to beat into the economy here for Sentinels. This is a full group up, a death ball in response. Risky plays indeed. Flash down as a nade at his feet and damage done enough. The Stinger on top to bring down Asuna.
A re-exploration into Cryo's operator.
Just locking it down, waiting for the push now. There's a reckoning. Missing the shot. Action's not quite there. Sassy, Trailblazer, stun connects. TP to disengage right round the corner. Sassy's desperate for it. Getting it now. And set up onto the angle. Bang. Easily dealt with.
Spike planted.
It's always these rounds you got to watch out for.
But it's been very well handled by 100 Thieves there. It looked dangerous. Sentinels were barreling down B long, and 100 Thieves had a lot on their plate. But they were able to deal with it, dodge flashes, combine together. And to be honest, I was not even expecting this. I didn't think we'd get even to this point.
Yeah.
Where they've brought it within 5.
It's just so rare. There's no buffer, no room to breathe.
And also, 100 Thieves were playing so poorly on the attack side in maps 1 and 2. The Des was talking about it, winning only 19% of their attack rounds across Pearl and Split.
Think of what they'd have to achieve to even get something like a comeback started.
And think of what a gut-wrenching blow it would be to Sentinels.
But
still, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's not a comeback yet.
Yeah. 5 rounds, 5 chances.
I mean, I think if they're able to get past this next round, where Sentinels are likely looking to invest the orbital strike to try and deny a plant from coming through, potentially Sassy's going to get Seekers online. If they can completely reset the economy and the ult economy and start to get things back up maybe towards a 12-9 scoreline, then game on. At the moment, it's just a bit of a streak. I've seen a fake comeback or 2 in my time.
Oh, certainly.
But I can't tell which way this one's going. Surely.
How does this one begin? It's fast, it's rapid, and it's obfuscated once more.
It's a
You just
double
never know
fake.
what to accept. Yeah, double fake with the decoy. All the way on top, gate crash back this way. That.
How cool is that? Using the gate crash and the rendezvous.
Launching smoke.
Just a fake like you could be putting pressure.
Fake
It
teleport.
ties 3 of the players from Sentinels over towards B just to try and anchor this one. They don't have Showers control. Made a defeat here. Asna almost going down.
You have to deal with Marv.
It's brought down so damn low. Orbital strike with Marv still alive, still active.
And now
Seekers.
he's got
pushing
reinforcements
forwards.
now too.
Yeah. They know the sightline's clear. Nobody can get this spike down. TP this time. Is it going to be for real?
Nope.
Control is theirs.
It's another fake.
Another fake, trying to bait rotations, but they're not giving it up.
Because the thing is, Sentinels know there was more than 2 players committed. They hear 2 TP noises.
It's all on Stella. High tides from behind. He reveals his position by doing that, just to try and cut up the angle. Zekan brings down behind them all. He's doing it, and it all crumbles. It's turned just like that. Orbital strike, 30 seconds left. Derek does claim one, but it's a 2v4 to stay alive. The Sentinels in the driving seat. 20 seconds left. It's a pivot once more. And here's the backbreaker, Pancada. Again, lone defender, TP's behind them. No one clearing it. Derek wins the trade out, but he's
10
swarmed.
seconds left.
Everyone on his angle. 8 seconds left. It's impossible. It's not probable. And Sentinels are moving forwards.
What a big win to try and generate some momentum here in LCQ. Taking down a rival. We saw it at the very beginning of the season, this clash. Going in an extremely similar way too. And you can see just that feeling of sadness over on the 100 Thieves side.
Heartbreak. Yeah. This is how the season culminates for 100 Thieves. Not the way they wanted it to go, but certainly ups and downs.
And every thought through both of these teams' heads is going to be what next? What comes next? But a super different future for both of them. This is where the paths diverge. Off-season preparation for 100 Thieves, but Sentinels, Brent, I mean, they are looking forwards.
Yeah, they have made good usage of the month and a half. Tidy little break, some time to settle with the roster. You know, a lot of us were discussing this with Sentinels. We were saying, you know, with the amount they were chopping and changing the roster, all they needed was time that wasn't granted to them until it was essentially forced to. And my God, what a step up in terms of individuals. They're playing a multitude of roles, Josh.
Yeah. I mean, so well. His form today was excellent. I mean, the fights that he was taking, somewhat similar to ones that he did in the regular season, but just winning every duel. He felt unstoppable on the Yoru, trying to just barrel his way into Showers.
Who's got this back? Defenders win.
Very nicely done. And Sen, you knew that this roster had talent. The name value is enormous. Championship caliber squad. But couldn't quite put it together throughout the season. Now they're here. Their next game up against Cloud9. What's it going to look like? How far can they go?
Yeah.
They only really had one bad half in this series when they let Pearl slip away. Could have been a 2-0. Probably should have been. But I'm glad we got to see them on Vine too, because that was excellent.
Probably one of the most entertaining maps I've ever watched.
Yeah.
First time Yoru was played in the Americas this year, and we get the mirror match against them. But yeah, congratulations about here for Sentinels. Give them time, let them cook, and come up with the goods.
It remains to be seen what kind of run they can go on. It is a tough path through LCQ. But these players have been on tough runs before, gone through the lower bracket, gone through upper brackets. They've been everywhere, done everything. And an opportunity presents itself for them to go a little further.
Make a bit of history, maybe.
Was it the match of the century?
Was it the match of the century? It was the match of the week.
It was
maybe.
a great match.
Yeah, yet to be seen still. Plenty more of the tournament, but
Definitely. But it was a great one.
It was a great one. Very entertaining.
And I think there's going to be a lot of discussion, I'm sure, about 100 Thieves, but that's the weight of expectations for both of these teams. You know, we said it at the beginning. One of these squads was going to go away. bitterly disappointed today. You knew it was happening because it was single elimination and because the stakes were so high for both of them. It was just a toss-up which one it was going to end up being, and yeah, short straw for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, so where the cards land for that one. But well, that's the matches done for the day. After the break, we're going to have the desk breakdown and the Verizon post-match interview with Tens. So don't go anywhere. You know you don't want to miss it. We'll see you soon.
I heckin' love that guy.
Welcome back one last time to the VCT Last Chance Qualifier, standing here for the Verizon post-match interview with Tens as Sentinels take down 100 Thieves 2-1. So first and foremost, congratulations, Tens. This was such a highly anticipated match. The crowd was going absolutely wild. How much better does it feel, not only, of course, to get this very important win over 100 Thieves, but most importantly, this was an elimination match, which meant if you lost here, it would have unfortunately meant the end of the road. So it must feel really good to also know that you're still alive here at the LCQ.
Yeah, obviously this match was pretty stressful just because it is one chance. Like, whoever loses just goes out and their year's finished. So really happy that we won, and definitely made it fun for the fans to watch, I'm sure. Pulled out the map 3. I mean, we were hoping to close out in 2, but Cryo popped off on the first map and just kept opping us. So yeah.
You're talking about that map one, you're right. Cryo did start popping off, but it was such a dominant first half from you and the team. What was the mood of the team like after that first map ended? Was there any sort of remnant thoughts just lingering about it, or were you confident headed into map 2?
Yeah, going into the map 1, definitely we had the ball in our hands and we definitely dropped it. I do feel like we had a little bit more sloppy rounds. I know I messed up individually sometimes, and it kind of cost us big on the first map. So I'm just glad things worked out.
Absolutely, because then we saw on second map, it was really straightforward win from you and the team. And then we headed into map 3. I'm curious, what was your reaction when you saw that Asuna picked the Yoru? Because obviously you knew what you were going to be picking. And when you knew that it was going to be a mirror matchup, what went through your mind?
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, the crowd was going pretty crazy when they saw the first Yoru and then they saw the second one. So that was pretty funny. And looking at it, we definitely were confident. I mean, Kaplan kept saying to me, like, Yoru diff, easy, so.
Then I'm curious, on that second half, we started to see 100 Thieves starting to claw a few rounds back. Was there any worry in your minds at all that we would see a second half like we saw on that map number 1, or were you confident you guys had it in the bag?
No, definitely from map 1, we learned from our mistakes. We tightened everything up. We made sure the vibes were high, and we were able to clean up to map 3.
Amazing. Now, last question before I let you go. Up next, you're going to be playing Cloud9. The last time that the Sentinels played Cloud9 was all the way back on April 30th. Back then, it was a rough loss, 0-2, but you weren't playing back then. How do you think it's going to go this time around?
I mean, we'll see. We're definitely going to keep putting in the hard work, and we're definitely going to make it fun for the fans to watch.
I'm sure the fans are looking forward to it. For now, congratulations once again, Tens, as Sentinels take down 100 Thieves 2-1. We're going to head back to Golden Boy to do a post-match segment with Zeka.
Thank you so much, Smix, and of course, thank you, Tens, there as well. And now we're joined by the pride of New Jersey. It's the legend himself. It's Zekin. But first things first, man. Happy that you guys were able to get the win. You guys obviously put in a ton of work. How does it feel go out on that stage knowing that that pressure, that single elimination was weighing over your head, and you went out there and you did the damn thing? How does it make you feel?
Feels amazing.
Don't get too excited.
Single elim pressure is tough, but I missed playing on that stage, just playing matches. It felt good to be out there.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I mean, my first question is, which I think is the obvious question, what was the reaction to seeing the Yoru from 100 Thieves Unbind? And also, why the hell did you guys also pick Yoru Unbind? What is going on?
I mean, Tyson's the biggest Yoru believer in the world. When we saw that they were playing Yoru, I typed in all chat, yeah, we're gonna break viewership records. And I just thought it was funny. I knew the game was gonna be done after that. But yeah, it was fun to see. I like seeing variety. People play the same stuff a lot, so it was cool to play against.
Yeah, there was some silliness and viewership and also some cool stuff from both of y'all with the Yoru. But I wanted to ask for the team generally, obviously, coming out, taking a big win after a rough season, you know, just a game away from making it to playoffs in Americas. What do you think has been like the biggest thing to help the team progress and to improve between then and now, this month off?
Just being able to have like consistent practice for the last month, 2 months. On an individual level, I just finished school, so I can finally just play the game.
Yeah, nice. Congratulations.
You don't have to go back. You won't.
Yeah, I don't have to go back. But yeah, just getting a lot of consistent practice. The coaching staff was doing great. Jimmy fitting into that IGL role. He was growing every day, so just a lot of practice.
How has that been to see his progress as an IGL? Is it now at this point where he is like fully the primary caller, or is it still kind of a team effort where like maybe you're being more of a voice in the team, or how is that dynamic now working that you've had a lot more time to work with this roster?
We've definitely played into the dynamic of like letting people mid-round if they have ideas, but Jimmy's always the guy, like the calm kind of presence to just be like, we're gonna default this, we're gonna exec this. He makes like the final say in the calls.
You spent so much of your professional Valorant career playing with that X-Set core under the leadership of Def and Psycho, the coach. This is really the first time that you've played under a different IGL and coach at the top level. So what has the difference been between those guys that Sentinels started with and the leadership core that exists now?
I don't think it's changed too much, like the culture and the environment of the team, because Kaplan and Drew were also two like big backbones of kind of how we ran things. So it didn't change too much after Don and Rory left, but just the change to Jimmy was probably the biggest change for us in terms of IGLing at least, but the culture and the practice and the kind of team environment stayed the same for the most part.
Yeah, that is good to hear. And, you know, for you guys as a team as well, beyond just making those changes in terms of the leadership, you also, from that exec core that you played with for so long on that team was Cryo. And back then you guys were a duo where you'd be playing on the Jet, he'd be playing on the Chamber. And it seems like now you and Tens, with him starting to, you know, lock in the Chamber, flex around, sometimes go to these different roles, are starting to find a similar relationship, it seems like, on this team, with you picking up a lot more of that primary duelist. What has it been like to continue to work with him and to kind of build that duo between you two?
It kind of felt like deja vu, just being like, okay, there's this other cracked guy that I can just go in with. But yeah, it was a bit tough to like kind of make that transition initially of going from like Raze Flex to playing some more duelist, but it's been a lot of fun, and having like Tyson there to like give me advice, tell me after matches, like in between scrims, like what I should and shouldn't be doing. It's really nice.
As an individual player too, I wanted to ask, even despite in the regular season all of the roster changes, leadership changes, you were able to maintain yourself as one of the best players in the league, and not just by the eye test, like actually by the stats. I mean, you were second rated only to Ospas, who is #1. What do you think it is about your individual play and what you've focused on that has allowed you to be so consistent despite the tumultuous times with the actual roster?
I think even despite like there being a lot of changes and a lot of like different things happening with the roster, just trying to keep practice as match realistic as possible, at least for me. That way that when we actually go out on stage, I still feel comfortable. I still feel like we're doing the same things and I know what fights I want to take.
Yeah, I mean, dude, one thing is for certain, your confidence is so clear, right? And it feels like you've just continued to just develop and grow as a player throughout the year. So just as someone who's known you for a little while, I'm proud of you, buddy. Good job, bud. All right, but you know, that being said, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket. Why don't you join me on this one here, Zach? All right, let's go ahead and see where we are right now with how this is going to play out. So you guys are going to play C9 tomorrow, and then we have Leviatán versus Crew as well. I kind of want to get your thoughts on the Leviatán Crew matchup, because you've been seeing Crew kind of put up this little Cinderella run here. What do you make of this team?
Crew are nice, man. We've been practicing against them for a little bit, and the improvement from when we played them in the match versus like how they've been practicing the last like month or so, like they look like a completely different team. So I'm really excited to see how far they go.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And then Wyatt, obviously, I don't want to ask Zach in the question about how he feels about Cloud9, because obviously he's going to want to beat them. But I want to get your thoughts here. Sentinels C9, this matchup, it also has a possibility to be one of those gigabanger matches.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be exciting to see Cloud9 after not having seen them for a while with how close they came. It was only a couple rounds away from actually being in Tokyo. They barely lost to NRG after having a sick run. So just seeing where they're at from that time off is going to be really cool. And I mean, with how good you guys were playing today, that should be another banger game.
Yeah, and for kind of a final question to you, who do you see as the biggest threat in the rest of this bracket? I think a lot of people are predicting Cloud9 as the favorite after their really strong season. Do you agree with that, or is there another team you're really looking out for?
I think Leviatán is getting underrated again. I still think they're not getting talked about enough. I think hopefully against Crew they'll be able to show what they're capable of, but I think they're really good.
All right.
All right, well, you know what? We're going to let you chill because your voice. Want to make sure you save it for your matchups later on, all right, buddy? But always a pleasure to chat with you, my man. Much love to him. And, of course, you know, Zekin and the rest of Sentinels walking away with a massive, massive win today. But that is basically going to do it for our show today. I'm actually not going to be here tomorrow. Mimi's going to be in the captain's chair, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing that one. And I get to enjoy Mai Tai by the beach. That being said, guys, we're going to go and have ourselves a good old time here. And I don't know, I'm totally fumbling this closeout. But thank you so much for watching. That's basically it. Here's your Prime Gaming post-day highlights. I'm fired. Catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Clean. Zach, did you also learn cup stacking in Lucky?
And here we go. The pressure is on for both of these teams. Win, you move on in this competition, lose, and your season ends here and now.
They were the ones that were able to do it before against MIBR, but wait a minute. Klaus, one more time, 2 kills. There's that first, and the close range on the second. He will trade off for his teammate, and Fury, and that'll take the lead 5-2. Now pitched in from Hellish, shot from Davies, up to Conan on a 2 versus 1. Oh, Davies once again on fire on the attack with the operator. Guardian dropping 2. 1 hit by the Sentinels. We're going into overtime. Let's go! And Furia managed to fight back, bring it into overtime, and win it. And as they rotate back, Messi is there! The 4th to come in! Melzer walking in. Trying to go around the radius of the smoke. Walks into it. The spray. Oh my God! He gets it for the kill. The Red Bull clutch and a ninth round for Crew. Kesnet once again moving forward. Digizine falls. Tap onto the spike. And the spray then onto the other one. And Crew just like that hold down the map. And they push us into the third one. But Kesnet, the last man standing solo. Catches Medzine off guard. Does have 10 bullets left in the chamber of the Phantom. Paint shells on the ground right at the feet of Digizine. And then gets the Red Bull clutch to save the round for Crew. Tap on the spike. Conan with the first kill on the Kesnet, a second one. On to Klaus. The Cosmic Divide comes out. Fury in great position. Conan with 4 kills into the round. Both blinded, but Medzine with the first kill at the Davies. Gravity well, flick back, another one for one. Klaus again through the tin. Khalil down to 51 HP. Klaus trying to move forward with the heroic play. Splits across. The third into the round. Us Crew claim another victim. And they move forward in the LCQ gauntlet.
Guys, let's just be honest here. There's a good chance you're probably hearing me on a co-stream right now. So I just want to say, hello, Tarek and Kaide. Hope you guys are doing really well. In any case, so today marks, it's a matchup that we've all been waiting for. The Cloud matchup between Sentinels and 100 Thieves. Win here, you move on, you'll go and meet Cloud9. Lose, your season is done yet again.
100 Thieves is going to move on here. Swarming into the side, but again, it's that gun advantage all the way for Sentinel. Second.
And that's the perfect player to be farming up those kills.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams fighting.
That flash is brilliant. It's a full connection. And Asa with a rifle. He's just dropped 3 of them.
I don't think the op is going to do the work.
What? So aggressive. With no one to trade. There's the collapse. What? 14 to 12. 100 Thieves taking map 1 in that fashion. Spectacular.
That's the baiting.
But baiting, yeah, and maybe can get a bit of a payout for it. Wow, there's 2 for it. High ground angle. You don't expect that. Here's a Trailblazer. There's a nade. Rebounded off, but has he missed the timing? Pass and forwards. It's up to Bang. But Asuna, he's the one who collects. Something must be going around, Tens. He's just trying to slam them as well as they're trying to take control of it. Knives still hitting. The refreshers there. Into the pit with the right clicky faces. All of them. Sentinels and 100 Thieves. We are destined to go to map 3.
How could it be any other way?
Obfuscation in terms of Gitzo being used. Close corners cleared though. Decoy sent forward. Sent flying. Tens.
Down.
Is he going to win it? Not quite. Second peeks the angle. Diffuses. Stop the Cryo. He's out in the open. Needs somebody to try and bail him out. Dodges the flash to the side. Cryo. High ground angle, but can't get it done. Orbital strike. It's late. It's delayed because second. He's in the action. He's in the fight.
And these hits, unstoppable.
Beautiful again. It's Tens. Ripping them to pieces. And Sentinels are moving forwards.
What a big win to try and generate some momentum here in LCQ. Taking down a rival,